From NBC News, this is Today with Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Over the last few months, we've been bombarded with information and advice about the H1N1 flu virus and how to protect ourselves and our families.
That's right. Wash your hands often, steer clear of friends coming down with a cold, and avoid crowded areas. All of these things can help, but is there more that you can do?
Here with the latest information to keep us healthy is Dr. Dan Carlin, founder and CEO of the World Clinic, and Dr. Rebecca Brightman, a New York OBGYN. And welcome to you both.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for being here.
Great. Thanks for having
People
me.
are starting to get very nervous now, aren't they? When they should not panic, you're telling us. Why?
It's not time to panic because there's still things you can do to not get the swine flu. And this is the key thing, right?
Okay.
You want to behave sensibly. We know the swine flu's coming. We know swine flu shots are coming.
Well, it actually has been here, right? The swine flu is here.
Slowly. It took a vacation during the summer and moved down to the, Australia, New Zealand, where they were having their winter. But our winter's coming. That's the season of flu.
Right.
It's a season where we all go inside and we start rebreathing each other's air. And of course, that sets up the circumstances
if you
to get
watched
it.
60 Minutes on Sunday, they were telling you that if you stand within 10 feet of someone who has the swine flu, you're very likely to get the swine flu. Is that something that you think is...
Yes, but I think people should not be hysterical about this. Otherwise, no one's going to function and be able to go out, and I think people need to be relaxed about this. I think it's important if someone's going to sneeze, they should cover their mouth, use a tissue, throw it out.
Sneeze into your fabric, not
exactly,
into...
Exactly. Hand washing is important. It's important during these times not to touch your eyes, your nose, your mouth, but be sensible and not be scared.
Who is the most susceptible? Who's at risk?
Well, pregnant women are at risk. They're not at greater risk of contracting it, but in the event they get sick, they actually can get sicker. And there are increased mortality rates amongst women who are pregnant with H1N1. In addition, people who are immunocompromised, patients with HIV, adults, and also children with asthma, underlying medical problems, cardiovascular disease, lung disease, things like that.
We have quite a few ladies here who are pregnant on our staff and stuff, and they're all very, very concerned. Is it safe for the fetus as well, for the baby, at a certain point, or is it, if you're like in your first trimester, should you still get it?
Well, if you're talking about the vaccine, yes, a woman should get a vaccine regardless of where they are during the course of their pregnancy. If a woman has the virus, during the course of their pregnancy, it can have differing significance depending on when they get sick. For example, during the first trimester, it's essential that a woman treat her fever, keep her fever down, because when a woman's exposed to a high fever during pregnancy, it can potentially have adverse effects on the fetus.
There are some people who are saying they are afraid of getting the swine flu vaccine. They just don't want to get it.
Because they think they'll get the swine flu.
Tell
There's
us
lots of stuff
about
out there
that.
like
Okay, all stop. Vaccination's a good idea. Okay, the number of lives saved by vaccinating people is far, 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 far greater, by the order of millions, over people who've had a reaction to the vaccine. We've been at this for 4 or 5 years now, and the numbers are really solid.
Well, the
Get
problem
vaccinated.
is that the vaccines aren't there. I mean,
There's
the
a
production
shortage.
hasn't caught up with
That's
the
true.
need.
No, that's a great point. We're behind on seasonal flu vaccine by about 25%, and we're actually a little bit behind now on swine flu vaccine. Nevertheless, the vaccine itself, we've got a long track record on how this stuff is made, and the proteins involved on a really cellular level. It works.
Doctor. Excuse me. See, are you planning to get the vaccine? Yes, 30%. No, almost 50.
Oh, is that because people are ill-informed?
I think it's, yes, frankly, they're ill-informed, and I got a bone to pick. There's folks on the internet who are putting up blogs that are stating mistruths. Mistruths?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And what are they? What are the myth truths?
Typically what they're doing is they're cherry-picking facts about this person here, or an anecdote here of someone who had a reaction to a vaccine.
And scaring people off.
And they're scaring people away from it. But really, the science here is really straightforward. Vaccination works. This isn't the first year we're doing this.
This was interesting. This came out of Purdue University. It says here that the H1N1 vaccine will arrive too late to help most Americans. It will infect 60% of the U.S. population, although about 25% of Americans will fall ill. They're saying that even if you get it, it's too late. Does that make sense?
I wouldn't agree with that.
You wouldn't agree with that?
No,
What do
I
you
wouldn't
think?
either. I wouldn't either. I think that at this point it should be administered when it becomes available. I think patients need to be aware of it and also realize that the preparation method with the swine flu vaccine is similar to the preparation method that's used in the production of the regular seasonal flu vaccine. People are now accepting of the seasonal flu vaccine. There are clinics administering the vaccine, and so if patients can accept this, you'd hope that they would be more amenable to accepting the swine flu.
I'm sorry, but the difference between, because people don't know, the flu and the swine flu, do you have the exact same symptoms? Is there any way that you know, hey, this one I need to be a little bit more in tune with?
Well, 99.4% of all influenza since May is swine flu. And if you look historically, this is what happens when big pandemics happen. A little bit in the spring, and then it comes roaring in the winter.
If you are able to get it, doctor, I was told that you can get one in one arm, one in the other, get it all the same day.
Absolutely.
Is that okay to do?
Yep, as long as it's inactivated or what we call dead vaccine.
We're showing all of these masks. Does this stuff work? I mean, I know people are trying to just protect themselves. Does any of this work?
Well, of the masks you have, some of them work and some of them aren't so hot.
Okay,
so
which is a good one?
That looks like a surgical mask you'd see in the hospital.
This is not a good one.
So that's the surgical
just
mask.
A simple rubber band. A Dixie cup is just about as good. Okay, this is a very, very good one.
Okay,
and a couple of features. Okay, one, there's two bands. Do you mind if I put this on? I'll just show you. Very quickly.
Yeah. It's not on us, but you can put it on you.
And I'll tell you why. The key is you got to get it on right. You got to get a really good seal, and then you're going to filter 95%. That's why they're called N95s.
Where would one buy that? Like, where could you even get it?
Like
I don't have one, but I've seen these at Target, actually.
But those don't work.
We get these at Home Depot.
You can go to Home Depot
We got
and
these
get
at
them?
Home Depot, any hardware store. These are traditionally made for guys who are doing fine sanding.
I was going to say, yeah.
So go to a hardware store and get
Go to a
them.
hardware store, but it's got to be an N95.
N as in no,
That says
95.
Exactly, exactly. When you put these things on, I'll just put this one on real
we just
quick.
have-
Put it on like this, one strap high, okay? And take this other strap and bring it down low. And then two hands.
Squeeze your
And
nose.
squeeze your nose.
So you're good?
So it seals
And there
it.
you're good. And now you know you're good because you do this.
Okay.
And it's
And there's
so
no air leak.
attractive.
We got to
too.
run. Are you?
Does it come in designer colors?
Oh my gosh.
Guys, thank you. Thank you both so
Thank
much.
you. Such important information.
All right. Coming up next, we have